It is hump day, hump day, hump day. It is midweek. It is Thursday, which is Friday Eve, and it is Wednesday. Good evening, good morning, good night, one and all out there. Here we are at another episode of what? The Question Live Show with your host, Verona Willis-Brown, and that is moi. Yes, indeed, I am your host of this show. This is a space created for you to come on in here so we could build, grow, and support each other. So as we come on in here, let us get this right about now that this is a teaching platform, is an inspiring platform. It is a platform to empower each other as we move on to this journey called life. Each day that we get up is an opportunity to build a little bit more. Each day that we get an opportunity, an open eye opportunity, it is to have a little bit more hope, a little bit more faith, a little bit more belief. It is to increase our belief system. It's to work a little bit harder, smarter, push a little bit more to reach our goals, our destiny, and our purpose. So as we come here on this space just about every day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, adjust your clock. We come in here to let you know that we are working together to push through to reach our goals. So whether we got short-term goal or long-term goal, we're here to work together to push together and to reach those goals. You see, the more we push together and work together, is the more we will achieve our goals together. I accomplish my goal and leaving you behind is not a good look. Absolutely not. When I accomplish my goal, I must be able to reach back, help you, and help you to hold your head up and to move a little bit closer to your goal. When we are getting into life, when we're in life, we've got to understand that life is not about one person. It's not about you reaching a goal or you reaching a status, you reaching a specific status, you reaching a famous status. No, life is saying that we come together, we work together, we see how we can blend in with our gifts and our talent and see how well we can grow together. Because the more we grow together, is the stronger we will be. So can you imagine that I reach a certain status and yet there are 10 people below me? Society norm, talk. There are 10 other people that don't even know how to hold up their head. No, because we don't want that. We want a balance in life. And a balance is not one person up here and some people down here and some people face down and they can't hold up their head. We want a balance where we're working together to say, if I get here, I must put a finger or a hand and pull somebody up, right? On the ladder of success, you don't get to the top and just string the ladder and shake the rest of the people off. Absolutely not. So I welcome you to this channel. I welcome you as you come on. Yes, we are rolling in. I am your host for the past 11 season. We've been rolling. I had an upgrade. So for those of you who've been here for the past how many seasons, maybe you've been here for 9 seasons, 8 seasons, 5, whatever amount of season that you've been here, it is because you keep on showing up. Excuse me. It's because you keep on showing up why I show up. And we made it to season 11. Excuse me, my Lord, that we made it to season 11. Oh, yeah, get out of here. That we made it to season 11. So I want to take this moment, this opportunity to welcome those of you who are tuning in for the first time. Yes. First time simply means that you never heard of the Are You Free Enough platform. You probably scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on YouTube, and voila, you see a little sign that says live going across, stuck somewhere in a corner. And it says live. And you clicked it, or maybe somebody shared a link with you. And you clicked it, and there you go. I'm right here. So many of you might not heard of Are You Free Enough platform, or you never heard of the Question Live Show, or you never heard of Verona Willis-Brown. Then guess what? Tonight is your night to say you are in for a treat. That you say that you're in somebody else's life. You are welcome. My goodness, what happened here this time? You're welcome to join this live and bring somebody with you. So I like to introduce myself to the new people that's come on in, because you just got here because you see a red sign. Usually red sign says stop. But for here on social media, red sign say get in there. Don't you see? Sometimes life is complex, but we gotta build a strategic way of how to get over it. Because the red sign, the red round circle in life, it says stop. Full stop. So whether you're driving or not, when you're driving, you see a sign that says stop. You're walking, you're pedestrian, and you see the sign that says stop, it says stop. But when we look on social media and we see a rectangle with that live in there, go in. It says live. It's like live and live in the same word. Go on in there. Go on in there. Just never know what's going to happen. So let me introduce myself again to those of you who are new for the first time. My name is right here, Verona Willis-Brown. I am a native of the most beautiful place in the world. Yes, indeed. The most beautiful place in the world. And that is, wink, wink, Jamaica. Yes, indeed. The most beautiful place in the world. The most beautiful people, as you can see, is from Jamaica. Yes, set record. And we don't break nothing, okay? We set records, okay? We create things. So, yeah. So, a lot of history makers arrive out of Jamaica. So listen up. I want to say to you that, let me tell you more about myself. Like I said, I'm from the most beautiful place in the world. Beaches and food and people, and love the vibe. Jamaica is a whole vibe, okay? It's a whole vibe by itself. You're getting there. And if you have not been there, this is the time to call me up. Let's work out a trip for you. And if you don't have any, if you're not related to Jamaicans by blood, then you should have a Jamaican friend. If you don't have a Jamaican friend, my goodness, right now is your time to get a Jamaican friend, okay? Right now is your time. Tonight is the time for you to find a Jamaican friend, get a good up Jamaican friend. They're like good up. Okay, get a good up Jamaican friend and be close friend, because you are going to be in a vibe. If you got a percentage of Jamaican in you, have you been to Jamaica? No? Okay, let's talk about your trip, okay? Good. Now listen to me. I said I'm from Jamaica. I like to talk about my parents. And what I like to talk about my parents is because they were farmers. They were farmers, and Lord knows I am a product of their farming. I'm a product, I'm their seed. And because I like to talk about my parents and their legacy, it's because when you are a farmer, you plant a seed in a cultivated soil, and you make sure that you maintain it, and it will grow. As you can see, they planted a seed, and moi grew from it. I am that seed, because you plant a seed or you plant a grain and you watch it grow, okay? I am a product of farmers. I love the fact that I am a product of farmers, because growing up in Jamaica on the farm, honey, is the best thing. Wherever you are and you're on a farm, agree with me, that is the best thing. I mean, you get to get fresh fruit. Fruits just come off that tree. You walk outside, voila, you pick a fruit and you're good to go. You want to eat some real solid food, you go right in the ground. You plant it, you wait for it to get into maturity, and you eat the ground food. Okay, so you get all the freshness, okay? Good. Now that we say that, let me tell you one more thing. Come on in here, let me tell you one more thing. I'm from a huge fan. Lord knows when I say huge, I don't mean 5. Absolutely not. I don't mean 5 people when I say I'm from a huge family. I'm from a huge family, more than this. More than my two hands put together. That's the amount of people. So for you newbies, I want to say to you, because you are new, guess what's going to happen? I welcome you to my family. Now you done got my family user. I don't tell you. User is a word for me. Yes, now my family got expanded because you are new to this platform. And because you are new to this platform, if you are new to the platform, whether on this show or you subscribe to the channel, you are now a part of the family. Now you expand my family and we are good to go. I get excited when there's a new person. I get excited not only because you're a new subscribing or you're new watching. I get excited when there's a new person in my family. Get excited when somebody, oh, I'm having a baby. I get excited when there is a baby. I get excited when there's a marriage. I get excited. Yeah, I get excited. So you come on in here. I'm going to just send you up all my love and tell you how much I love on you. And I'm going to tell that you are now the new member of the family. Come on up in here and don't feel shy, because in here we love on people. We love to love over here. So when you come on in this room, you are going to experience the love that we have over here. Now, we established that. But those of you who are new, I mean, absolutely new. If you are, no, not new. If you are not, you're not new. If you've been here before, simply mean you've been here second, third, fourth, fifth, more than one time. Simply mean you are a returning audience. If you are a returning audience, hey, I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you. Why? Because when you show up, I show up, and we show up together. And when we show up together, we ignite our gifts, our talent, our passion, our purpose, our dreams, our vision, and we create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why do we do that? Because we got greatness deep down inside of us. And because we have greatness inside of us, let me tell you what happened. We are here to make great impact. So when I see my returning audience, I get excited too. So welcome, returning audience. Whether you are new or you are a returning audience, I would like to say this right about now. I would like to say that on this channel, on this show, I like to use F word. I do. I like to use F word. Well, actually, I picked 3 F words that I would like to use. So when I use them by audio or I apply them here on this show, I use them. And they are as follows: faith, family, and fun. Faith, family, and fun. I like to use them up in here because when I use them up in here, I'm going to talk about that. Faith, first of all, it is faith that allowed me to get here to 337 episodes. It is faith that allowed me to start the very first episode that I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God, I'm going to be going on screen. So it is faith. It is faith that allowed my parents to brought me here and learn somebody. So yeah, it is faith. It is faith. It is my faith in God that allowed me like, oh my God, what am I doing? It is faith that allowed me that every time summer, for those of you who've been here, summer schedule has been some kind of way. And for those of you who've been watching, we've been streaming and giving you some clipping from outside. I've been sharing outside events with you. I've been introducing you some live performances. Right. So summer vacation, where we did not really, it wasn't that no vacation. We did vacation like probably a couple of days. But most of the time we're streaming something, right? We're streaming. So we had different times. Yeah, we had different times. But I brought to you some live performance because summer is very exciting. I get excited for summer because summer means I'm going to be on the outside. I love it. It's 90 degrees today. And I was like, yes, 90 degrees. So yes, indeed. So I like when it is summertime. And I like to introduce you to some summer things happening. Maybe you're in your house. Maybe you just never get to go out to these concerts or events or whatever. So you just never get to enjoy these things. I am so glad when I have to introduce these things to you. Thank you, Kylie. Right? So I thank all of you for viewing these events, because believe me, it takes work. It takes work. It takes faith for me to bring these things to you. Okay. So I thank you kindly for watching them. Thumbs up on them, liking them, sharing them, whatever the case is. Thank you. Next word we like to use is family, family, family. Yes, indeed. I come on up in here and I get the permission to talk about my family. Yes, I do. I talk about my family in such a way that I tell you to just bring your ears a little bit closer to the screen so we could talk about it. I could talk about it and you listen. You don't say nothing. You just listen. Because I'm trying to tell you, I told you, I mentioned before that my family is really, really huge. And I'm telling you no tale. No. I'm not telling you no tale. Let me tell you something about my family. See, my family is very, very huge. Huge. That we have birthdays every month. And we have babies every year. Almost. Just about. And then we have graduation every year. If somebody graduating from somewhere every year. Whether you're from nursery all the way up to university, somebody's graduating from my family. Yeah, we got a lot of professional up in my family, from judge all the way. Yeah, we do. So what I'm telling you, I'm going to talk about my family. I want you to come a little bit closer so you can hear exactly what I'm saying. So let me tell you something. I like to celebrate. Okay, so that's number 3. I like to celebrate. We like to celebrate on the show. So the next F word is F for fun. We like to have fun up in here, Why? Because I have my cheerleading squad. My cheerleading squad come on up in here and we celebrate. We like to celebrate small wins, big wins, birthday, anniversary, all sorts of stuff. We like to celebrate. We just like positivity. And when we celebrate, it is a form of support. So when we show up here, we're not just showing up here to just like show up here to look cute. We show up here to support each other. And when we celebrate something for someone, we are saying that we stand in support of you. So we are going to celebrate tonight, whatever is it that you have to celebrate. Maybe it is your birthday. Maybe it is your anniversary, your boo's birthday, maybe it is your neighbor's birthday, your children's birthday. Maybe you went to school, maybe you started school, maybe you graduated from school. Maybe you found out that you're pregnant, you had a baby, you got married, you met a boo, you got proposed to. Maybe you made an extra step towards your faith into believing that you can accomplish your dreams and your vision. Maybe you make an extra step in developing yourself. Yes, indeed. Maybe you make a head-on into saying, hey, I'm achieving some goals. Maybe you do a check-off and say, I did some goals, I had a little win-win today. Yes, whatever the case is, we would like to celebrate you. Put in the comment section, what is it that you would like to celebrate? I have a few things I am going to pop up on the screen of who we're celebrating today. But in the meantime, let me tell you something before we put up those who we're celebrating today. I just want to say, success is for everyone. I mean, absolutely everyone. But one thing we're going to know today, let me remind you or inform you that no one can succeed by themselves. Absolutely not. Nobody can succeed by themselves. And because nobody cannot succeed by themselves, we need each other. And because we need each other, it doesn't matter what position you're in, you're going after, whether you're the president, vice president, mayor, governor, prime minister, teacher, lawyer, doctor, Indian chief, whatever the case is. You did not get there by yourself, and you can't get there by yourself. So let us get this together, that success is a part of life. We are all on this journey called life. And on this journey called life, success is there, right there. Success is there. However you define success, let me tell you something, that there are little paths, your path, my path, and everybody's path going to meet, collide somewhere along the line. And when we merge and work together with our path, we are going on this journey, crossing paths. Simply mean that when I cross paths with you, I'm making an impact, not impressing you. But when I cross paths with you, I must have the intention to make an impact in your life. I must have the impression that, guess what? My footprint, my handprint, my heartprint is going to be left behind for the next generation to see and to follow and to create their path, to make their path a little bit smoother. Generations should not come and travel on the same ground that we walk on, in the same rough pace that we walk on. I told you I'm from Jamaica, so I came from the mountaintop where I had to walk and gravel to go to school, church, neighbors, down the road, up the road. I had to do that. But if we can get to the point where we are making a smoother pavement, so guess what? Somebody don't have to hit their toes on a rock. Somebody don't have to fall and scratch up their knee on a rock. But guess what? When we have a smoother path, they can fall, but they won't get such bad hurt. Because in life we are going to fall, but it's when we get up that's where we are going to accomplish something. However you define success, that is up to you. Because everybody defines success differently. So whatever your definition is, you can't get there by yourself. Ding. You can't get there by yourself. And no matter which way you look at it, you cannot say that you get there by yourself. So no matter what position you're holding right now, no matter what status you're in right now, you don't get there by yourself. If you did, please call me. Please call me. There's a mentor, there's a role model, there's an inspiration, and of course there is God. You didn't get there by yourself. So let's get this together, that when we get into a status, let us get our mind into that place that somebody needs to get into a status. Somebody needs to make it. So let us stretch our hands and grab somebody and wave and stretch out our hand and say, come on, come on, come on. I got it. So if you're in a status, because right now we're in season 11, it is a season of open door, wide open door, season of abundance. It's still going on for 2024. So if you're in your season of abundance and you're gathering up your harvest, please don't put it in your bosom and keep it to yourself. Not nice. So tonight we are going to talk about time plus time, time plus time. What does time plus time equal? You see, God created us to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. When we are fruitful and multiply to replenish the earth, simply means it's saying take your gifts and your talent, because oftentimes what we do, we're thinking that be fruitful and multiply means you're having a biological child. Be fruitful and multiply simple means you take your gifts and your talent and you merge it with mine, and you work with my gifts and my talent, my expectation, my goal, my intention, and we replenish the earth. Replenishing the earth simply means that when we get on the earth, we are building something. We are creating something. We are co-creators of God. So we are building something. You see an office somewhere, somebody built it, and they didn't do it by themselves. You see that piano back there, somebody made it, and they didn't make it by themselves. You see that door back there, somebody did that window, somebody did. You see that sofa right there, somebody made it, but guess what? They made it by themselves. Guess what? Simple mean we need to collaborate so we can replenish the earth. Build up on the earth. Build up your community. Build up around the world. Build up your family. That is what replenishment means. To replenish the earth simply means that we are creating something. So let us get this understanding and be conscious in what we do, status that we reach, and remain humble. Put God first. You see, when I talk about this morning, if you watch my shorts, it says put God first. But hey, we hear this all the time. Put God first, put God first. But how many of you maintaining and retaining and holding God in first place position? I like to talk about first place because I like to talk about myself, because I was always the student that came first in class. Anybody from the islands, the Caribbean, you know that there is a position called first place, second place, third place. You don't want to come anything below third place. I always come first. I came first place all the way from basic school. I was coming first place all the way straight. So yes, first place is important, but guess what? I sit humble to know that I help somebody like, hey, even though I'm coming first, you are not going to be last. Okay? So we don't make no comparison. We help somebody else. So it's always in me to help somebody else. Today is not the day that I decide to help somebody. I'm always helping somebody. I came from a huge family. I'm on the bottom of the list, but I'm always helping. I help top, bottom, sideways, everybody. Yes, indeed. Wherever God put me to help, I help. So with that said, we are going to go in some shout out for Birthdays and anniversary, as we say, time plus time equal time. So let us go into some shout out. We got some shout out for birthday, I think. Let's see what came in. Actually, we want to say, yes, indeed. We want to say happy birthday. Yes, indeed. We want to say happy birthday to Brother Douglas. Brother Douglas is the husband, boo man. He is the husband of our VIP Theta. Theta husband. Brother Douglas, we say happy birthday to you. Big up your good self. Indeed, on this birthday, may God bless and keep you. May God surround you. May you live to see many healthier more. Not just many more, because we could live to see many more. But may God bless you to see many healthy and happy more birthday. Happy birthday, our VIP husband, Brother Douglas. And with that said, guess what happened? It's double because it is VIP Theta for the second anniversary. So guess what happened? That simply means they got married and Brother Douglas' birthday. Isn't that nice? Brother Douglas simply means that you cannot forget your anniversary. No, sir. Because if you forget your anniversary, that simply means you forget your own birthday. And I know VIP Theta is not going to allow that. So today is our VIP Theta 42nd year anniversary. 47 chapters. Bless you, bless you, bless you. May your heart desire, and your heart desire is to be with your husband until death do you part. May you go through this journey, the rest of the journey, with happiness. May you go through the rest of the journey with God blessing, richly bless you as you go through. And you made it to 42nd year. God bless your seed. God bless you as you go on. Yes, indeed. So again, it is VIP Theta 42nd. Girl, I said 47. That means 5 more adding up. 5 more adding up. I said 47. That means 5 more adding up, Theta. Very soon, I guess I will be right here celebrating 47th anniversary with you. So it is VIP Theta 42nd anniversary and her husband's birthday. So right in this, we're having a double celebration today. So good. Thank you so much for sending in these requests. Thank you so much as we give you shout out. So again, whatever you are having, if you're having an anniversary, birthday, boo's birthday, all these great stuff, I welcome you to send them in to me so I can spotlight you. You see, often that we go through life and we don't get acknowledged and we don't get spotlight, But let me tell you something. Here we like to acknowledge people. We like to acknowledge. We get accepted, but we don't get acknowledged. So we like to acknowledge people. See, I got my fan. We like to acknowledge people. So yes, indeed. Come on in here and let us know that you are in the house. Do not come and peep through the window or the door. When you come and peep through the window or the door, my mama would say you ain't got no manners. Because it's like going to somebody's house and sitting by their door and peep like a peeping Tom through that window. So listen, do not come here and just peep through the window. Do not come here and just peep through the little setting of that door. Come on, knock and come on in. We welcome you in here. So good. Now let's talk about time after time. Time plus time. Time plus time is what? Time plus time. You see, we like to talk, even though we like to talk about, we say time plus time. Here we like to talk about multiplication. We like to talk about multiplying. Why do we like to talk about multiplying? Because when we talk about multiply, what is happening when we talk about multiply is the fact that multiplication increase higher than when you add. Anybody out there love mathematics? Yeah, that was never my favorite subject. But I know that there's something in math that when you add a plus and a multiplication, the multiplication equals to a higher value. So when we get the permission to be fruitful and multiply, it didn't say be fruitful and add. It didn't say be fruitful and divide. It didn't say be fruitful and subtract. It said be fruitful and multiply, because guess what? The Creator know that when we multiply, it is a higher value than when we add. There was nothing written that says add. It said be fruitful and multiply. So we want to get into this concept that when we are fruitful, we must multiply, right? And when we multiply, that if we add a seed or a grain and we multiply that, what is going to happen? We are going to have more. So when we have time plus time, we're having this. But when we multiply time, we have a greater value of time, because time multiplied by time is an even exchange, right? And why is it an even exchange? It is basically saying that when we are multiplying the time that God gave us, because we did not give ourselves no time, honey. No. What God gave us, He said, listen, I'm going to give you some time, multiply it with your talent, multiply it with your gift, multiply it with your dream, multiply it with your vision, multiply it with your love, multiply it with peace, multiply it with kindness, multiply it with compassion. And you will see that when you multiply that, it is going to expand. Yes, it is going to expand. So when you come and I come together and we say, hey, I got this gift, I got this talent, let us multiply, because the replenishment of the earth is calling for multiplication, right? When we multiply time after time, because what happened when we consider time, time is simple saying that I am present here, right? Time is saying that I am present here, and if I am present, use me up. Use me up. Everybody out there, if you are an adult and you have a regular job, what is your time? It's when you would say 9 to 5, 7 to 3, 8 to 4, whatever your time is. There is a schedule. Now, when there is a schedule, what happens? If you are in HR, you know how I'm payroll, you know how to do this. It's going to multiply the time that you work to the time times the hourly rate. And what is going to happen? You're going to get a paycheck. Hello, somebody? Hello? Time that you get there, time that you work. So if you work a regular 8 hours, they're going to multiply that by your time. So your time is not going to add it. They're like, oh, let's add up your no, it's multiplication. So as you can see, time equal more time. Time equal an expansion. Do you want an expansion? If you want an expansion, let's work with time. When we are talking about working with time, anybody know that when I pick up the phone, what is happening? If you're new here, I oftentimes get out my fan somewhere along the show. Right now we had 91 degrees today, so it was hot. But if you're new and you see me take out my nice church fan, when you see me take out my church fan, then it's a different story, okay? So let's get to this. When God handed over time to us at our waking moment, He said, listen, I gave you this time. What are you going to give me? Come on in here. When God gave you the time, what is it that you're giving back to God? I asked this question, what are you giving back to God? Because when God is saying, I gave you time, God never said He gave you 8 hours. That is in man's calculation. God never said, I gave you 24 hours. That is in man's calculation. Man said 24 hours a day. God never said that. One day for God is like 1,000 years. So can you imagine? God multiplied what man says 24 hours, and God multiplied that. Like I told you, I was never good in math. But when God multiplied that, 24 hours that man says, and that equals to 1,000. Anybody out there that can do the calculation? How did you get to 1,000? So when God gave us the time, He said, multiply that and give me back something. Hello, somebody. It is Wednesday. and Thursday at the same time. Why would I say that? Because we are a global platform, simply mean that we are reaching a time zone where they're in Thursday, that they're so many hours away from me. And then we are in another time zone that they're like some hours behind. Right? So as you can see, we go different time zone because that is how God operates. God is saying, time, I'm giving you time in this time zone, that time zone, that time zone. Hello. So what we got to get in our head, we got to get this mentality that when God hands over something to us in our waking moment, it's like, so now what are you going to do with the time and what are you giving me back? It's an even exchange. Time is an exchange, right? Time is an exchange, and we want to get this concept that time is an exchange. When we exchange time, we are expanding. Don't you ever believe that when you expand, you are losing out. When you exchange with what God is giving, you are going to expand. You see, I learned this. That God got a way. Right? I learned it, that God got a way. And when God said, listen, Verona, I'm going to give you waking moment. Right? It was a waking moment. That is not God never said, I'm going to give you 24 hours. I'm giving you this moment. And we got to start dissecting it. I'm giving you this moment. Now, what is the first moment? That moment is when you just wake up. How much time do we give God? We oftentimes get up and we get ready to move into our day. We get so ready, we got to prepare the children, we got to prepare the house, we got to do all this preparation. Right? We got to do all this preparation in our waking moment. And when we get all this preparation in our waking moment, what is happening? The time exchange between us and God got minus, got divided. But we're living in a time where we need to multiply time. So when we get up, which we didn't get up by ourselves, God got us up. So when God got us up, we got to multiply the time that we are up. And we got to multiply the time that we are going to give God. God give. God said, give me something. God is giving me. God said, give me something. So I learned how to do this. That, okay, maybe you say, God, I'm giving you 5 minutes of my time. My first 5 minutes. Good. You gave God your first 5 minutes. Remember, you are given, if you got a job, you're giving your job 8 hours or more. If you're giving your job 8 hours or more, time after time, God has said, I'm giving you my time. And you are giving them 8 hours of the time that I gave you. But you're not giving me anything. And imagine you are saying that I'm putting God first. I'm putting God first. But what are we giving back to God? That is the question. Time after time. And time after time, God is showing up for us. Time after time, God is saying, I got you. Time after God is saying, I'm protecting you. Time after time, God is saying, I'm healing you. Time after time, God is saying, listen, I'm providing for you. Time after time, God is saying, listen to me. It's time, my time, keep on multiplying. But what are you doing with the time that I'm giving you? Are you putting out that time and giving it to somebody and minusing my time? No, we should not be doing this. Let us get into this mentality that we must multiply our time with God. So when we multiply our time with God, what is happening? We are going to increase into a level where our value that we are going to give our workers, it is going to be more because we're increasing our time. So if we had a 5 minutes with God, now we are going to multiply that by another 5 minutes. That equals 10. That equals 25. Excuse me. I told you, me and Matt, we sometimes we're not good friends, okay? 5, you give 5 plus 5. You get in 10 minutes, okay? But if you multiply that continuously, so simply mean you're multiplying 5, 5. So every time you go in, you're multiplying. Because in your first 5 minutes, you're multiplying something. What is happening? Maybe you're giving thanks for 5 things for that 5 minutes. Yes. So now when we're multiplying, now we're getting 5 more things. We say you go outside, you get five more things. You're multiplying the first 5 minutes with the second 5 minutes. And as you go on your journey, when we keep on going on our journey, we're going to a job that we are going to give 8 hours. As we are going on this journey, do not leave God out. When we are going on this journey, we're going to keep on multiplying. Keep on multiplying. Keep on multiplying. You got to start? Thank God for the tree. Thank God for the sun. Thank God I could see. Thank God I got a job. Thank God I could walk, drive. Thank God for this car. Thank God for the breath that I'm breathing, the breath that I'm inhaling. Thank God for your protection. Ooh, we thank God that somebody who cut me off. Thank God that I'm still here. Thank God I survived that. Thank God. So what happened? Each time we thank God continuously, time is increasing. And as time increasing with our gratefulness, what is happening? We are expanding in God. Hello, somebody. We are expanding. So when we expand, what is going to happen? God is going to be pleased and God is going to increase. We increase, God increase, everybody increase, because time times time, get it? Time times time equal more time or less. You didn't see that coming, did you? Time times time times time could equal less. You don't know what your time going to equal out to. You don't know. Times time could equal less. I'm just saying. And times time could equal more. So you could have more and you could have less. You could have more and you could have less. Because what happened? When we continue to add up our time, multiply our time, you never know what's going to increase. But it is not guaranteed that time will expand on your behalf. We often believe that we have so much time. We get this concept. We have time. We want to go on vacation? We have time. We want to complete a goal? We have time. We want to do something? We have time. Growing up, I always say, we always hear the saying, don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow. Anybody heard this before? Don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow. So we oftentimes tell ourselves that we have time. We raising our children, we waiting for time for them to grow up so they could get out of the house. We want to have an empty. Oh no, we have time. We waiting for us to have a lot of money. No, we have time. We want time. We want more time. Oh, you want to go to sleep? I didn't sleep. I didn't get enough time to sleep. We want to make more money. I didn't get enough time to make more money. Or I want to achieve my goal. I didn't get enough time to achieve my goal. We always want more time. But what are we doing with the time that we have? The time that we have is to be multiplied and replenish the earth. The time that we have is to sit there, use it up. So if you want to add it, multiply it, but at the end of the day, the time that we have is to replenish the earth. We hear this, don't waste time. My mama used to say, and I grew up hearing this, don't waste time. Time is something that we cannot get back. And if we believe that when we waste time and we idle, when we add in our time, we cannot get it back. And I'm serious. Like, can you get back tomorrow? No. No. Yesterday? No. Can you get back today? No. Can you sit there the time that you idle? Can you get it back? No. If you go to a regular job and you work and they deduct 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours from you, you can't get that back. It's deducted because what? Is that you take off the time, you request the time, or whatever the case is. But time is something that you cannot get back. So be careful of how you are depositing your time. Be careful of how you're using up your time, because time is the factor. We hear this. Time is the factor. But I tell you what is the factor? God. God is the master of time, because God is time and time is God. Let us come into a place of consciousness of how we are using time, of how we are depositing in someone who crossed our path. Each time somebody crossed our path, let us take that time to deposit positively in them, to leave an imprint, whether from our hands, our heart, or our feet, so that the journey of time is not wasted. Time after time, we see someone or we think of someone and we let it go on out of our head. We see someone, time is just time. Just the way love is love. So time is now. So whatever is it that is required of what is required of us in this time is to be kind to each other. It's to love on each other. Love and share with each other. And sharing don't normally mean you share your money. Sharing your time is most valuable. It is most valuable to anyone who needs precious time, because those precious time can never go to waste. Someone once told me, the time that you gave me, Verona, is more than money. Can you imagine somebody would say to you, the time that you gave me is more than money? A lot of people now going after money. They want money. I'm not judging you. Money is needed because we use money to create great memories. We use money to support. We use money to support our family, to pay it. We use money. So money is a resource. But I am telling you that when we take that time out, and somebody can say to you, your time that you gave me, because I believe it is Dr. Maya Angelou that says how you make somebody feel, they will never forget. They will never forget. And it is the time that you invested that's going to allow somebody feeling, to allow somebody emotion to erupt. That is going to take them into time that they will remember. Whether you are talking on the phone or they're in person, the way you trigger somebody emotion, whether emotion, when you trigger somebody emotion, whether negatively or positively, it is going to be scarred on their brain. It is going to leave a mark on their brain that when they're so far gone in time, they are going to remember that somewhere along the line, they might not remember the time that you say, but that time is going to trail them into their eternity. That somewhere along the line, you interrupt their emotion for good or for bad. So I say to you in this moment, as we go time after time, let us not take that time after time to create negativity. As we go through life, let us take time after time to add positivity to somebody else. Let us be the one to say, okay, I'm going to give you some time. I tell people this all the time. See, time after time. We use time so fluidly that we don't even know the impact of time. I am very busy with my time. When I come on here as your host, I have a lot of things doing behind the scene. I have a lot of things doing. So I said, if I pause my time to include you into my space, to give you some time, please don't take it for granted. Do not take nobody's time for granted. When somebody is planting a seed in you and they're watering it, or sometimes they plant the seed and somebody else is coming in to water it, do not take it for granted. I told you I'm from a farmer's background. So when my mama sit there and she plant a little flower seed, she plant a grain or something, guess what? Sometimes I sit there with a little container and I water. I water it. So when we plant a seed, when we plant a seed of positivity, you may plant a seed and time will tell where that seed was planted. Make sure that when we are planting the seed, the ground is fertile. But sometimes we just have to cultivate the ground, because the ground got bruises, the ground got hardship, the ground got hopelessness, the ground got neglect, the ground got abandonment, the ground got hunger, the ground got poverty, the ground got all of that. So when we are planting, let us not go in there with such hard heart, but let us go in there with some tenderness and plant a seed. Someone else might come and water that seed, but at the end of the day, in due time, that seed is going to spring up. And whether it spring up and choke or it spring up and bear fruit, just remember it is the seed that you planted. Use your time wisely. As you use time wisely, remember it will bear fruit. Your seed that you plant will bear fruit. Go out there and time after time, each time that you get, multiply your time so God can increase you. Have yourself a great time, increasing time, multiplying time, because time together, time equals more time, or it could be less time. Again, I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown. I'll see you on the next go around, when it's possible, tomorrow, same time, same place, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Time is the key. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode.